Hi everybody and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be doing a Vinyasa flow. So if you're looking to move and be flowy and get your spine warmed up, your hips going, your shoulders going, this is definitely the practice to do. We're going to start on all fours so you can meet me on the mat. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Bring your hands down underneath your shoulders. Straighten your arms but put a little micro bend in your elbows. And then begin to squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another and exhale, push the ground away to round your back. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together while tightening your core, keeping your arms mostly straight. Exhale and push away. 2 more times. Squeeze together, push away. Last time. Squeeze together, push away. Bring your toes underneath your feet. So you're just curling your feet. And then walk your hands out so you're coming into a child's pose but with your toes curled. Reaching your armpits down towards the ground, get a nice stretch through your chest. And then as you breathe in, begin to tighten through your core around your back. See how long you can sustain that rounded back before you need to straighten it out and lower your hips down towards the ground for a cobra pose. Curl your toes, tighten your core. Reach your hips back towards your heels. Reach your armpits down towards the ground. And then tighten through your core, cinch at the waist, round your back, tuck your chin towards your chest, and then begin to reach forward with your hips, lowering down into a cobra pose. Drawing your shoulders down towards your back pockets. Curl your toes, and once again, sending your hips back towards your heels. Get a good stretch on the bottoms of the feet and into the armpits, and then round through your back, pointing the crown of your head down towards the mat, reaching your hips down, coming into cobra pose. From here, curl your toes, hips go back to your heels, and then lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. First one of the day, so pedal out your knees, do whatever you need to do in order for your downward dog to feel good. Feet are about hip distance or so. Push the ground away actively so you're not sinking into your shoulders. And then as you breathe in, sweep your right leg up and back, spread your toes, go a little slower than you want to go. And then step your right foot towards the front of your mat. If you get stuck, just use your right hand to help you come forward. Lower down through your hips. Keep your back leg as straight as you can. And we're just going to kind of rock forward and backward here. See if you can get a nice stretch through your left calf muscle. And then ground down through your front heel. Rise all the way up. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, elbows go out to the side, plugging your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Scoop the elbows underneath. So now you're looking up a little bit, little stretch through your chest. Test of your balance. If you wobble or fall, no big deal. And then reach your arms back behind you. Put a little bit more weight in your front heel. See if you can begin to shift your weight to your front foot. Rise up off your back foot. Brief moment in Warrior 3 before coming to the front of your mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. Breathe in, lifting your arms up and back. Breathe out, sending your hips back, softening your knees, letting your upper body hang heavy. Crown of your head points down towards the mat. Breathe in, hands can come to your shins as you lengthen through your spine, draw your shoulder blades towards back pockets. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back into a plank position, and then lower all the way down onto your stomach. Breathe in and peel your chest off the mat. Exhale, lower down, curl your toes, send your hips towards your heels, and then lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just notice what your right side feels like compared to your left. Option to pedal out the legs or stay in stillness. And we'll take a couple deep breaths here. And then on your next breath in, lift your left leg up and back. Go a little slower than you want to go. Step your left foot towards the front of your mat. Round your back as you go. It'll give you a little bit more space. Stay low through your hips here. Back leg stays straight. Pressing through your heel, and we're just going to rock back and forth. Trying to get a stretch through the right calf muscle. Then grounding down through your left heel, begin to rise up. Arms come up overhead and then out to the side. And then scoop your elbows underneath. Take your gaze up. Chest goes up towards the ceiling. Reach your arms back behind you. Shift the weight into your front foot. And begin to peel your back foot off the ground. Brief moment in Warrior 3 before stepping to the front of your mat with your right foot. Tadasana. Breathe in, lifting your arms up and back. Hips can go forward, little baby back bend. And then exhale, send your hips back behind you. Lower down through your upper body. Head hangs heavy. Give it a little shake out. And then breathe in, rise up as you lengthen through your spine. Hands can be to the ground or to your shins. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into a plank position. And then lower down halfway. Inhale, lift up, upward facing. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing, and then step your feet up the mat and inch two to clarify your foundation. Taking a breath in through your nose, breath out through your mouth. As you breathe in, sweep your right leg up and back. And then round your back as you come forward, bringing your knee in towards your chest. Keep your heel up close to your hip, and then lower your right foot down. Begin to come up onto your fingertips and crawl them forward as you lean forward into your front foot. Spin on your back foot, setting up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So for Virabhadrasana 2, we have the front foot forward in the center of the mat. Back foot, the outer edge of that foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Lower your left hand to your left leg and reach your right arm up and over. As you do, just notice if your front leg has straightened a bit. If it has, just bend it deeply so that your knee is over your ankle or behind your ankle. As you breathe in, come forward, bringing the right forearm to right thigh, extending the left arm up and overhead. Arm is by your ear, and then plug your arm in towards your torso. Ground down through your feet and begin to rise all the way back up. Taking your dristi out over your front middle finger, lowering your left arm back behind you, reaching the right arm up and back. Big breath in, create some space between the ribs on the right side. Come forward, bringing your right forearm to your right thigh, and extend your left arm up by your ear, palm faces down. Then inhale, rise back up, Warrior 2. Cartwheel your hands down and step back to a plank position. Use your toes to come forward a little bit and lower down halfway. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. In through your nose, out through your mouth. As you breathe in, sweep your left leg up and back. Spread your toes as you go. Push the ground away, get as long as you can. Then draw your knee in towards your chest. Keep your heel high towards your hips. And then step your left foot towards the front of your mat in the center. Spin on your back foot, raise your right arm first, and rise up, Warrior 2 on the other side. Lower your right hand towards your right leg, lean back and reach your left arm up and over. As you breathe in, come forward with the left forearm towards left leg. Reach your right arm by your ear, palm faces down. Inhale, rise back up, using your core, acknowledge the pose. Exhale, lower right hand down to your right leg. Reach your left arm up and back. Inhale, come forward, left forearm to left leg. Reaching your right arm up and over your body. See if you can get a little bit of a twist here as you reach your left side of your chest towards the ceiling. And then inhale, rise back up, Warrior 2. Cartwheel your hands down, Step back to plank position. Use your toes to come forward and lower down halfway. Breathe in, lifting up. Breathe out, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Shake your head out. Just notice what the right leg feels like compared to the left. And then inhale, rise up onto your tiptoes. Bend your knees, arch your spine. So draw your shoulders back and your chest towards your knees. And then bring your awareness to your tailbone and begin to ripple through your spine. Like your spine is like a slinky, and come forward into a plank pose. Once you get there, lift up from your tailbone, ripple up through your spine. Find your way back to downward dog. We'll do that one more time. Rise up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees a little bit, reach your chest towards your knees, and then ripple up from your tailbone, through your low back, thoracic spine, neck, plank position, and then lift up from your tailbone and come up and back downward dog. On your next breath in, rise up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees and step or hop to the front of your mat. Breathe in and lengthen up halfway. Breathe out, soften your knees, forward fold. Then ground down into your heels and rise all the way up. Arms come up overhead, maybe a little baby back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra, mountain pose. On your next breath in, squeeze your legs together and sink down, Utkatasana, chair pose. Arms can come out and up, maybe widen them if it feels funky on the shoulders. And then hands to heart center as you lean forward and begin to twist to the right, hooking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And then breathe in, find your way back to center and go over to the other side. And then breathe in, come back to center. Exhale, tip forward, forward fold. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Breathe out, plant the hands down, bend your knees, step or hop through chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 slow breaths here, breathing in and out. And in and out. As you breathe in, sweep your right leg up and back, and then step your right foot towards the front of your mat, rounding your back as you go. Ground down through your front heel as you rise up. Arms are going to come into heart center as you lean forward with your upper body. Exhale, twist to the right, hooking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Head is in line with your spine. Back leg is long and strong. And as you breathe in, find your way back to center. Now ground down through your front heel, bend your back knee. Step to the front of your mat with your left knee out in front of you. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, reach your heart forward. Keep your left foot flexed. Inhale, rise up, stand tall, reach your left knee out in front of you, and then see if you can kick it. And then find your way into warrior 3 with hands staying right where they are. Step back to high lunge. Lift your arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Then step back to a plank position. Use your toes to come forward and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing for 3 breaths. As you breathe in, sweep your left leg up and back. Spread your toes as you go. Round your back as you come forward. Step towards the front of the mat. As you inhale, ground down through your front heel. Rise up. Hands come into Anjali Mudra. And then come forward with your upper body. On your next inhale, begin to hook your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Head is in line with your body. And as you breathe in, find your way back to center. Find your sense of balance. Bend your back knee and begin to rise up. Right knee comes out in front. Flex your right foot, spread right toes. Externally rotate your right leg, hooking your right ankle over your left thigh. Sit down into an imaginary chair, shoulder blades drawn down towards your back pockets. Spine long, core strong. Spread your right toes. And then breathe in, stand tall, lift your right knee up, and kick out through the bottom of your right foot. Then swing your right leg back behind you, warrior three, and then slowly lower your back toes down towards the mat. Inhale, rise up, lifting your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back to plank. Use your toes to come forward and lower down halfway. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll over your feet. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, rise up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, and step or hop towards the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, and exhale, fold forward. Then begin to bend your knees so deeply you come to sit down on the ground and find our way into boat pose. So, option one is you can keep your toes down on the ground. Option two, lift your feet, broaden your chest, squeeze your knees together. Option four, extend your legs long. Three more breaths. From here, slowly lower down onto your back, and then hug your right knee in towards your chest. Take your right hand down by your right ankle or the outside edge of your right foot, and lift that foot up as you pull your right knee in towards your armpit, and then strengthen your left leg so that it's long and strong. Your left toes are pointed towards your face. You're flexing your left foot. Then begin to move your right foot forward and backward just a couple inches. You'll feel that probably deep in your hip, inner thigh, maybe hamstrings. And then gently release. From here, hug your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Then flex your right foot, right toes towards your face. Right leg is long and strong. Then take your left hand and reach down to your left ankle or the outside edge of your left foot and lift up as you bend your elbow and keep your elbow to the outside of the leg. Pull your knee in towards your armpit. Stay long and strong through your right leg and begin to move your left foot forward and backward. And then gently release. From here, we'll hug both knees into the chest and just do a little side-to-side action. Giving yourself a little massage on your low back. And then lowering your feet down to the ground, taking your feet wider than hip distance that your knees can rest on one another. Hands can come to your belly. You can go ahead and close your eyes. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth as a sigh. Go. And close your mouth. Breathing in and out through your nose. And just allowing your body to relax. Slowly begin to roll over onto your right side. And then find your way into a comfortable seated position. And that is our practice. That felt really good for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and I hope to see you soon here on the Yoga by Candice YouTube channel.